considering the Olaf obviously has a good matchup into Gangplank in the lane, but they can't go for that because it doesn't make sense for comp. You don't want Olaf diving in and 380 carries just trying to kite backwards.
Snowflower is going to have to be on point blocking Syndra ultimates with the Braum shield if he wants to keep his very squishy backline alive. We'll see if they can pull it off. At least they have the Poppy versus the Alistar, so they can stop headbutt pull engages. AFREECA going to have to be on point here. They are going to invade after the lane swap, and Kog'Maw and Braum. That is not something you want to deal with. There's the exhaust forcing the flash right out of Crush. Here, Crush went for a very strange gank. There we go. Going to get the E right into the wall. Crush in trouble. Crush has no flash, remember. And so ikssu's going to be trying to pursue this. Will be headbutted backwards, barely living, but GuGer now one tracked down by a red buff here from Graves. And there's a spear to the face, another flash forced. So we're getting a little bit low though, so maybe they'll have an opportunity now after getting some decent poke damage in, but ikssu still doing
really
work
nice
with the Q. And there we go, there's the stun. Roach right into the wall. I have no idea what E-MFIRE is doing.
Vision for the next few minutes is down bottom.
Wow, just gonna get stunned up right there on his SSol. SSol is just gonna die. ikssu now down here with the TP advantage. Snowflower trying to give this one over. He may have to donate this. Nope, flash forward. There's the Caustic's middle. One more auto should do it. No, Braum grabs the first blood with the Winter's Bite, and Lira will mop up GuGer, still lacking that flash. And boy, that was a bold push. They're not really accomplishing anything with his gank, and then letting this Graves just keep on power farming through the jungle.
You have to be careful. 4-man response is possible. There's no teleport though for ikssu.
Yeah, Lyra's just gonna ult right now. There's the Fate's Call. What are they gonna do with it? They don't actually dump it onto anybody. Snowflower flashes with the Unbreakable, the same as Edge comes in. Mickey's going to get stunned. Dark Sphere right there. Thunderlord's proc dealing quite a bit of damage. Ultimate onto Mickey, but no one actually will fall in that little skirmish. Edge knock up here. Lira is there, but they are all in a 2v3. ikssu has no mana either. Lira is just going to die, so pressure played poorly now for AFREECA. There wasn't a response there.
Jungle, but they did. Those defensive pings. Everything was in order. Mickey goes in aggressive.
Wow, falking in with no knowledge up where the enemy is. Mickey falling low, and that TP from Poppy is just going to be useless. AFREECA, not sure what they're doing right there. That's the second play in a row they've made without knowledge of where GuGer and Crush are on the map. Dangerous with Crush there. And that's going to be the Gangplank ultimate use, but really doesn't do anything. Gets Lira down to 50% HP, but he gets enough damage now. Nice block there with the shield from Braum. So to try and fight this, Lira using a potion now, trying to heal back up. Mickey has a good angle. Fate's Call is going to drag GuGer out of harm's way. There it is, coming through. And it will be taken out, so fight initiated afterwards. GuGer's going to get in. Crush is actually pinned against the wall and dies nearly instantly. GuGer has his ultimate on. They pick up the first kill of the game onto Corki. ikssu on the side. Roach is moving forward, though. He's still got a lot of HP, and he's starting to put down those barrels, but he's going to get taken out by Sangyoon. Sangyoon, though, does have the Ignite on him, trying to hit somebody with that Acathian surprise, but Edge way out of surprise range. And let's see, ikssu wants this kill, gets that passive from his auto attack, and he's gonna fall to another Dark Sphere from Edge. Lira's actually gonna try and contest this. GP ult used just as a zoning tool, and wow, Lira goes in, but doesn't actually get the smite. Everybody from E-MFIRE starting to turn right now. Lira has to flash out. The Syndra ult is used. Stun as a follow-up, doesn't hit him, but mid turret, one auto attack. 2 auto attacks, there we go. Mickey's going to take that one. GP knocked up right now. Fate's Call used. Fate's Call right in the back lines. GuGer's got 3 of them right next to him, but that's just not going to be enough as Mickey starts to flash forward, actually. Trying to take this one out. Mickey gets hit there by the Scatter the Weak. Does make it out alive. GuGer, Lira is cow hunting in the jungle. Makes it look easy. Can't stop it, so extra factors, no GP ult, no teleport, no nothing. Turret sieging going forward. SSol actually has to flash out and gets the Fate's Call in. There's the GP ultimate, but that's just not going to be enough. Kalista dies to the Graves ult. They're continuing to push forward. ikssu does go back in the end. And just some more sieging here. So that was good. AFREECA now pulling out at the right time, using the strength of their siege instead of pursuing that even deeper into E-MFIRE's base.
Looks like they're going to take this inhibitor turret. E-MFIRE, no way to go out. ikssu zoning expertly in the front line. This is the stage of the game where a triple AD carry comes. So little counterplay against it with one person dead. Free inhibitor for AFREECA. And that's what you're seeing from these Kog'Maws is turret damage without respect range available for E-MFIRE.
They're not going to be there in time to even defend this whatsoever. And now ikssu gets knocked up and knocked back. Doesn't stop the charge though, and Sangyoon just power vomiting all over that inhibitor.
Sounds like a bad thing, but he makes it work.
It's actually a good thing for the AFREECA Freaks. One of the very few times you want to power vomit. Mickey going to use the cleanse to escape from that. Glacial Fissure actually going to miss, forces a jump back from Snowflower. GuGer already ulting, but they can't finish off ikssu just yet. Heroic charge in the wall. Flash. Crush wants to finish this. Dodges the spear though. Does ikssu.
This is the part where Riot really wishes they didn't buff Kog'Maw when teams play it on the new patch, apply it to the old patch, and turns out he's pretty good already.
Yep. Power vomiting all over the dragon.
You're not going to let that one go, are you?
Nope, look at him. Good go. So now their options are pretty much walk into the bottom side. Fate's Call used, and Mickey going to have to QSS and flash right there. Yeah, they see the barrels being placed there, and this is the AFREECA Freaks' chance to fight down, burst down this Baron, and they're going to go for it, but it's stolen by Crush! Crush gets into the pit and takes that Baron buff, but he pays for it with his life. GuGer, the next to fall, and now the pursuit for AFREECA. Edge here on the run, tossing that dark sphere.
Oh.
Snowflower barely out of range of the Winter Spike. He's going to try and ignite him, but there is a face of the mountain to keep him alive. And there's the end of Edge as he's chased down by rockets and collateral damage.
Not going to actually push through the bottom wave and retake the inhibitor just yet, but the base is broken in 2 spots. Looks like they just want to complete the tutorial victory, taking all these inhibitor turrets down.
Open up that entire base right now. Lira slowly chipping through the inhibitor, and they will get at least 2 out of this. So with Edge dead for 30 seconds, seems like they can group and take all 3.
We'll have high life totals on everyone except Snowflower, so
Just gonna go straight for the Nexus right now.
bit greedy.
There you go. Take the 3 inhibitors back out. Go for a final push. Here we go. They finally will arrive. Nice barrel. Going to take a chunk out of Mickey and Lira. Same thing with the spear to follow up right after it. Hunting Lira out. That GP ult is just going to do nothing. Does zone them, however. Lira does get low, and they do get a kill courtesy of Soul. Glacial Fissure used right there is just to disengage. Sangyoon, though, he's got the range, though, with the Bio-Arcane Barrage. He's just going to flash forward. Doesn't quite get it, but that's going to be the death of Edge on this Syndra, and Mickey still alive somehow. Snowflower jumping over to him, and that'll be the end of game number 1 here at 35 minutes. Mickey vouched to his demise one more time in this game, and they will use those super minions to take out the Nexus and the Nidalee at the end, and that'll be GG, first game to the Freaks.